Hello traders, my name is Gil Paz. I'm a full-time trader since 2012 and I'm one of the experts at XM Life. In the past, all economic theories were based on the fact that human race is deciding rational, but that's not true, right? We all know that sometimes we are not rational, and there were a couple of researchers and even Nobel Prizes in the field that were showing that we are most of the time rational, but sometimes we are not. And this is the behavioral finance segment, the new segment in economic theories. Now here I will talk to you about 3 behavioral traps that I believe every trader, including me, are doing at least from time to time. The first effect, or the first fallacy, is the sunk cost fallacy. It refers to the fact that when we invest in something, we are having a hard time to let go. Okay, so when we invest in something and we know already that it's a losing trade or it's a losing investment, we tend to hold to it in the hope that maybe something will turn it around. I will give you an example. Let's say I buy a ticket to a film in cinema. I start to watch the film and it's totally boring. I should actually now leave, as I understand it's boring. But I invested already $10 for the ticket, so I watch it until the end. And now at the end, I'm not only wasted my money, but I wasted also my time. In trading, of course, this refers to the fact that we have a losing trade and we hold way too long to it in the hope that it returns to be a winning trade. In order to avoid that, we just should put a stop loss with every trade. So that's the sunk cost effect, or the sunk cost fallacy. The second fallacy that I want to refer to is the disposition effect. And the disposition effect explains the fact the first profit that we are doing makes us the most happy. So there is a big emotional difference between a win of $100 or $1,000 or $10,000. The fact that the first $5 or $100 make us the feeling that we were right makes us most happy, and the rest is just makes us a little bit happier. The opposite is true as well. The first loss is the most painful because it makes us feel like a loser, and therefore it doesn't matter for us emotionally. It doesn't matter for us if we lose $100 or $1,000 or $10,000. And therefore, when we have a $100 loss in place, we should close the trade, but we hold to it because, again, we hope that it will turn to a winner and we will feel like a winner. It's hard to avoid this disposition effect, but it's important to understand it and to know about it and try to prevent it as good as possible. The third fallacy is the outcome bias, and the outcome bias is an error made in evaluating the quality of a decision by the result. So if we have a winning trade, we believe it's a good trade. If you have a losing trade, we believe it's a bad trade, but that's not true. A good trade is a trade that is based on the decision, on a good decision that we made. The outcome is not in our control, and therefore we should focus on the decision-making process, and we should make the decision-making process decide if it was a good trade or not a good trade. We tend to believe that if we made a good trade, even though it was out of luck, we try to convince ourselves that it became a profitable trade because we are geniuses. And if we have a losing trade, we convince the whole world with excuses why we had a losing trade. How to avoid that? Trade only based on your system. So that's it, the 3 fallacies that I wanted to talk about, which I believe every trader is doing. If you want to know more about fallacies and about profit making and avoiding losses, maybe you could join us in XM Live, where we trade every day for 8 hours a day live, and I welcome you to watch us. Thanks so much.